Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, the author of the blog The Simple Home Place, where I like to share all about simplified homemaking, which includes easy recipes, DIY projects, and natural living. Today I'm going to show you how I transformed this bar stool that I thrifted for $5 into a more beautiful and functional piece for my home. So this bar stool, like I said, I thrifted for $5. It was something that I had been on the hunt for at the thrift store for a long time because I needed something to put my gravity water filter, my Pro One water filter. And I had a TV stand, but I thought a bar stool would be really cute. My vision for this bar stool was completely different than the final product, but I'm still really happy with it. What I initially wanted to do was strip it down to the natural wood, but the finish didn't come off super easily and it was pretty scratched, and I really didn't want to invest a lot of time. So I decided to just paint this with some paint that I already had on hand. So this first color that I'm going to paint the top is called Thickened Cream by Behr. It's also the same paint that I used to paint my daughter's bed frame, and I can link that above if you want to check out that video. But I decided to just paint the top white and then go from there. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Then for the bottom, what I decided to do was try to get kind of a sage green. And again, I'm just using the paint that I already have. This green color is called Laurel Garland. It's also by Behr, and it's what I use to paint my antique desk. And I can link that video if you'd like to see that as well. I really love this color, but I thought let's change it up and add some of that thickened cream color and make it a little bit of a lighter color. Like I said, I am happy with how this bar stool came out, but I'm kind of going for more richer tones in my decor, and this doesn't really go with that. So I may redo it in the future, but for now it is functional and it is very beautiful and I'm happy with it. But that's the color that I chose to go on the legs. If you've ever used Behr paint, it's great. It's super durable. I ended up having to do 2 coats of each color, and that covered it really well. I've used it before, and like I said, it's withstood, scratches and things like that. So I'm really happy with it. But yeah, I'm just gonna paint the bottom of this, let it completely dry, and then we'll move on to the final step. All right, one step before the final step, and that was I wanted to add some detail to the top of this bar stool. And I had seen someone do kind of like a grain sack type of pattern on the top where you have a thick bar in the middle or a thick stripe and then 2 thinner stripes on either side. With the tape that I had on hand, I actually bought this for a different project. So it's on the thicker side, and I couldn't really figure out how to make it look nice. And again, I didn't want to spend a ton of time. So what I did is I just marked the middle of the circle and then marked the middle of the tape and lined those up in the middle. And then I measured a 1/2 inch on either side of the edge of that middle piece of tape and then lined that up with the edge of the other pieces of tape. Hopefully that makes sense and you can see what I did. And then I just went ahead and painted 2 coats over that. Pretty simple. But it just added a little touch to the top of the bar stool. Okay, now we are actually on to the last part, and that is creating basically shelves out of twine to just make this bar stool a little something different and more of a decorative piece than an actual stool that you would sit on. Again, I'm using this to put my gravity water filter on. And so I thought having 2 little decorative shelves might be kind of nice, just add a little something. So as you can see, I wrapped that twine around the 2 pegs, or I don't know what you would call those. And I'm just doing a double knot. You could use glue if you wanted to, but I'm pretty confident that it'll stay because it's wrapped several times around, and I think it'll stay in place. But I left that tail, as you can see, on the bottom, and at the end I'll show you how I weaved that in to kind of hide it. But then I just wrapped that twine around and around and around, making sure that every time I do a new row, I guess you could call it, I'm pushing it up against the previous one to just make sure that it's nice and even and there's really no gaps. And both of my daughters actually helped me. It was really fun for them to help out, and we had a little bit of fun with that. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, these shelves aren't going to be super functional. I'm not going to be able to put heavy things. You could use rope. You could cut a piece of wood that would sit nicely in there. You could do a lot of different things to create the shelves, but this was really inexpensive, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And here is the final result. Like I said, I am very happy with how it turned out. I think it's super cute. It holds my water filter beautifully, and it adds a little bit of charm to the area that I have it sitting in. This cost me less than $10 because I had most of the materials on hand. The only thing I had to buy was the twine and the stool, and that cost less than $10. So if you're thrifting, keep an eye out for some bar stools. You might be able to find one here and there, and this is a great project to transform a boring old bar stool into something cute and functional. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.